Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki, and today I'm going to be making y'all a card featuring the January box from the Hedgehog Hollow. Now I've got my splat mat out, so that usually means I'm about to make a mess. This is the stencil that came in the box. It's a really cool stencil. It's got a whole bunch of arrows on it, and I want to use it to stencil so all my arrows are facing up this way. And I'm not going to worry about the corners here because I'm going to end up trimming this a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead, tape this in place. And I'm going to be using some embellishment mousse today over this stencil. Now I don't usually tape down the whole stencil and the paper. I usually find just this much is enough. Top and bottom, I mean. There we go. And I'm going to be using these embellishment mousses. I have a couple of little itty bitty ones. This one is pink Flambé, and I've got this one here, and this one is custard cream. Now you think it'd be easy to find a palette knife around here, but it's not. Have you all seen the new ones from Tonic? They're like little rubber spatulas. They are so easy to work with. I was working at them with Creativation when I was demonstrating in the booth. They are so much fun to work with, and they spread so easily. You don't have to go over it a whole bunch of times to smooth it out. So I can't wait to get my hands on one of those. Okay, so I'm just softening this up a little bit to make sure it spreads good. And I think what I'm going to do is make like a two-tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread this down along the arrows. Like that. And I know I didn't get full coverage there, so I'm going to go over it again with the pink. Right after I wipe off my craft knife here. All right, and we'll stir this one up a little bit. It's getting a little bit dry. I think I didn't put the cap on tight enough last time I was using it, but that's okay. It'll still spread. It's kind of like lipstick. Okay, let's do this. So I know this looks like a mess now, but trust me, when I peel this off, this is going to look fabulous. So I'll make sure I get some solid pink there. Because these are mixed up, I'm not going to scrape them back into the pot because I don't want to contaminate my colors. Make sure everything is done. There we go. Okay, let's get this peeled up. See, and it didn't move, so we should have a nice, clean stencil. Yep. Woo. And there we go. I'm going to go wash off my stencil before it dries, and I'm going to set this aside to dry as well. I've got my splat mat put away, and here is the dried piece. I'll lift it up so you can see it. Isn't that cool? I trimmed it down to 5 3 3/4 inches. And I have some extra bright pink cardstock that I was using for another project the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and just use up the scraps from that 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I'm going to use this piece here as the background, or the mat for my card. And I'm going to use this stamp set here from the Hedgehog Hollow box. It's called Finding Your Way. I'm going to use the heart one, the heart stamp right here, to make an embellishment for the corner. And to do that, I'm going to stamp it on this other piece of cardstock that I have here, and I'm going to heat emboss it with white embossing powder. Inking up with Versamark. And I should prep the paper with an anti-static pouch, just in case. And we'll just stamp it right here. There we go. The heat tool I'm using today is the one from Ranger Industries. I like that one. It does heat up a little slower. I guess not that it heats up a little slower, but it blows a little slower. So your powder embosses a little slower, but I find I get much less warping with that particular heat tool, and I find that it embosses more smoothly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fussy cut this out. Better than that, obviously. And I'm going to use this for an embellishment on my card. And of course, this is really easy to cut out because of all the straight lines. All right, we've got that done. I'm going to want to put it on right about here on my card. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop this up with a little bit of foam tape. But first, we need to adhere this. Let me stand up here so I can see. And then we're just going to pop this up with some foam squares. These are my favorite ones from Scrapbook Adhesives. They make these are the regular thickness ones, but they also make thin ones too, which are really great for when you're making cards that have to go through the mail. So you'll still get that nice foam 3D look, but it'll just be a tad bit thinner. I think they're about half the size of the thickness of these. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop that on right about here. There we go. For the sentiment, I'm going to be using the sentiment stamp set that came in the box as well. So, and I'll be using You Give My Life Direction. I thought that'd be nice to go with the arrows. And that stamp set, it's called Geometric Love. So I didn't want to put a strip over, over the heart and the arrows, simply because I just didn't want to hide it because it looks so darn cute. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of vellum across there. So I'll go ahead and heat emboss this onto some vellum. And this is Nuvo Fine Detail Embossing Powder in Jet Black. Ooh, it's a new one. Thought I had this one open before. Just a little more. Whoop. It's a little more than a little, but it works. Okay, back to the card front. And I have my little sentiment strip right here. I went ahead and I flagged the edges. And we're going to put it down right about somewhere around here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on with some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. Strategically place the dots just in around the wording, behind the thick parts so you can't see. Perfect. My adhesive is hidden. And And all I need to do now is add in just a few little sequins and embellishments, and the card will be done. I have a mixture of rose gold sequins here, and I also have some old dots that I've had in my stash for a long time. So I was thinking maybe I could use those up. Some of the black ones anyway. And that will match up against our sentiment here. And to put those sequins on, I'll go ahead and use some more deluxe adhesive. And we'll just add a few of them in around. I'll speed up this section here so you haven't got to watch me figure out where these are going to go. Well, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but I've got them all into place. I've got some black little beads, and I've got some rose gold sequins. I did add in some larger ones to go with the smaller ones that I had up there originally. And all we need to do now is attach this to our card base. This is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 card base. And I've already got some sticky tape on there. There, and that's it for today's card. Supplies are listed below in the comments, and please check out back often for more crafty goodness, and thanks for watching.